BNB is sitting at $604 right now, and almost nobody is talking about the level that could send it to four figures. Here's why that silence should actually get your attention. In crypto, the moves that make the most money for retail investors are almost never the ones with the loudest Twitter threads or the most YouTube thumbnails. They're the ones that build quietly, with on-chain data screaming, while the mainstream audience is still distracted by whatever meme coin went up 400% this week. BNB right now fits that exact profile, up 4.6% in the last 7 days, up 2.1% in the last 24 hours. Market cap ranked number 4 in the entire crypto market. And yet, no frenzy, no mainstream coverage. That tells you something. So let's actually break down what's happening here, what the data says, and what the realistic price scenarios look like for BNB through the end of 2026 and into 2027. Not hype, not hopium, just the honest breakdown. Let's start with what BNB actually is, because there's a version of this coin that most people think they understand, and then there's the version that actually drives price. Most people know BNB as the Binance exchange token. You hold it, you get a discount on trading fees. Simple, but that's maybe 20% of the full picture. BNB is also the native gas token of BNB Chain, a blockchain that by raw transaction count consistently ranks among the top 2 or 3 most active chains in the world. We're talking millions of daily transactions, thousands of dApps, a DeFi ecosystem, NFT markets, GameFi projects. This is not a ghost chain. This is infrastructure that gets used every single day. Here's the analogy that makes this click. Imagine a city. Ethereum is Manhattan, expensive, premium, institutional. BNB Chain is Chicago, massive, functional, slightly underappreciated by the coastal crowd, but absolutely humming with real activity. And the currency that powers everything in that city? BNB. Every transaction, every smart contract, every swap, it all needs BNB to run. Now layer on top of that the burn mechanism. Every single quarter, Binance takes a portion of its profits and uses them to permanently destroy BNB tokens. They've been doing this since 2017. The total supply has been cut down from 200 million tokens to a target of 100 million. Right now, we're significantly below that original supply already. That means every quarter, there are fewer BNB in existence. Basic economics. If demand holds steady and supply keeps shrinking, price has a floor that keeps rising over time. That's not speculation. That's the mechanism. If this breakdown is useful, subscribe to Crypto Sayans. We break down moves like this before they go mainstream. Now let's talk about where price could realistically go from $604. On-chain data heading into August 2026 is showing a few clear signals. First, long-term holder sell pressure is low. The wallets that have held BNB for over a year are not distributing. They're sitting. That's typically a sign that the people with the most information, the ones who've been through multiple cycles, don't think $604 is close to a top. Second, the quarterly burn creates a predictable supply shock catalyst. Every burn announcement historically coincides with a price pop. The next one is coming, and if BNB is already trading with momentum, that event becomes rocket fuel for short-term traders. Third, and this is the macro point that most BNB holders miss, capital rotation. When Bitcoin rallies and then consolidates, institutional and whale-level capital doesn't just sit in Bitcoin. It rotates into large-cap alts with real utility, and BNB, sitting at rank 4 with a legitimate blockchain ecosystem behind it, is one of the obvious landing spots. So what are the actual numbers? Analysts tracking on-chain flows and historical Fibonacci levels are clustering around 2 realistic bull case targets for 2026 and early 2027. The first is $800. That's roughly a 32% move from here, and it lines up with a significant resistance zone from previous cycles. The second target, the one that requires broader market participation and at least one more major BTC push, sits around $1,000 to $1,100. That would put BNB at or above its all-time high in nominal terms, and it would still represent a smaller market cap than Ethereum, so it's not an absurd scenario. Timeline. If Bitcoin holds macro support and doesn't roll over hard, the $800 level is a realistic target by Q4 2026. The 1,000 plus scenario starts to open up in early 2027. But let's be honest about the risks, because if I only tell you the upside, I'm wasting your time. The bear case for BNB is real and specific. Binance as a company has faced regulatory pressure across multiple jurisdictions. Any significant legal action, fine, or restriction on Binance operations directly impacts BNB's utility and demand. That's a risk you cannot ignore. If Binance's trading volume drops because of regulatory friction, BNB burn amounts shrink, the utility narrative weakens, and price follows. The second risk is competition. Ethereum is scaling through Layer 2 networks. Solana is fast and getting faster. BNB Chain's edge was always cheap, fast transactions, but that moat is narrower than it was 2 years ago. If developers and users start migrating, on-chain activity drops, and so does the fundamental case for holding BNB. The third risk is simply macro. If Bitcoin breaks down from current levels and we enter a risk-off environment, BNB doesn't get to $800 regardless of the burn schedule. It probably retraces to the $400 to $450 range, where it has found support in previous consolidation phases. So what's the actual verdict? If you already hold BNB, the data supports holding. The supply mechanics are working in your favor, the ecosystem is real, and the current price action looks like accumulation, not distribution. If you're looking to add, the honest answer is wait for a defined entry. A pullback toward the 540 to 56 range gives you a much better risk-reward than chasing a momentum move at $604. Set your level, be patient, and let the trade come to you. If you're completely on the sideline and have zero exposure, BNB at rank 4, with a deflationary supply mechanism and a live blockchain ecosystem, is at minimum worth having on your radar for the second half of 2026. The target that makes sense fundamentally, 800 by end of 2026. The stretch target, if the market cooperates, 1,100 by mid-2027. The level to watch for a potential breakdown, 500. That's your map. Subscribe to Crypto Sayans. We break down the top coins every week so you never miss a move like this. Hit the bell too, because these setups don't wait for the algorithm to catch up.